Hello, and thank you for staying tuned in my video series to start change in the world. First, in this video, I want to express the feedback I already got from the small circle of viewers I had from the first video. One told me I seem to be a bit cocky, a bit speaking from above or acting like a know-it-all. So, my knowledge is also limited. I'm only 24 years old and yet to gain more knowledge. So if it seems that I act like a know-it-all, this is not my intention. I just want to express my feelings and my understanding how we need to change. So please, I'm sorry for everything that might be misunderstanding. Also, in the previous video, I used thus instead of another word, which should be though. So sorry for the bad grammar in this case. Maybe I fit in some despites or in spite of in this and the next video. I also got one positive feedback that my voice is like the one of a TV show moderator, so I will keep going with that. And I was asked to try a different angle of recording and try to catch a bit more sunlight. At the moment it is fading very fast, and as we enter winter season, um, there won't be much possibilities for me to get as much sunlight as possible, especially when I start working next Monday. So recording will be only possible in the evening. And yet I said this is a rather unfrequent series, so I don't know when I will be recording the next video. Nevertheless, here's the second episode of why we need to change to enter the new era of awareness about the limits of this world. As I said, I'm thinking a lot. And the climate change strikes showed me that I'm not the only one thinking about the global future. I noticed the global imbalance very early, and I was interested in complex correlations also very early in my life. I was left on my own, let's say many times, so I had much more time to think about everything. First of all, my personal problems back in the teenage ages, and then more and more the global problems we face. For me, there are a few very important problems for humanity, like globalization, overpopulation, environmental pollution, and money. There is a system failure. The system is depending on growth and competition. Growth and competition are already taught in school. So there's no teamwork while you take a test. There's only competition. It is like the system is selecting which people or which pupils suit the system best and adapt to it in the best possible way. School intentionally does not teach life knowledge. So I see many complaining about that the school doesn't teach taxes or something like that. But what school furthermore does not teach are the mechanisms of the world and the systems that have been implemented to, let's say, guide the world. And this has a certain reason, because if everybody would know how the world works, how the mechanisms decide the future for all of us, then we would be, all of us, we all would be a great threat to the leaders of this world. And with leaders of this world, I don't mean politicians. I mean the leaders of business conglomerates and very wealthy single persons. They don't lead a free system. Everybody seems forced to work in order to survive. I don't want to say that not working and doing nothing at all, just sitting at home and doing I don't know what, this is also not the right way to lead your life. But for me, a contribution to society in any way, in any positive way, is absolutely sufficient. The system we live in suppresses critical thoughts, which is clear because, or which is obvious because the leaders simply don't want to lose their power over the future or, let's say, their wealth. Just needed to get some notes together I wrote, because now the notes I took are a bit older for my brain, and my small term mind is not that good, so I had to reconnect the thoughts in this some notes. So the system suppresses critical thoughts just because everybody is focused on surviving within the system. And therefore, there's no time for change or even thinking about change, because you need to fulfill your basic needs: food, healthcare, housing, by contributing to the system how it works. And this is the thing I see as, let's say, ill. If you look on the system from the outside, everything we do within the system to survive, to simply just survive, have a roof above our head and have food on the table, this seems mental. This is the word I was searching for. It seems mental if you think about it. Just take a few minutes. You go to work just to be able to buy food and have a roof above your head. And this is what I call mental. Everybody seems to be dependent on this very system. And at the same time, every day of thoughtless consumption is stealing time left for every human to live on Earth. Many people have been warning about the risks for the environment since the start of the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century. So there were people who already thought about the environment in, let's say, 1850. They said if we pollute the air too much, it will get unbreathable. If we pollute our fields too much, they will become unserviceable. And there's a small fun fact I want to throw in now. The first solar panels, or photovoltaic, as we say in Germany, were already produced at the end of World War II. The simple thought was, while all the oil was needed to fuel war machinery, there was the urge for a different source of energy for normal houses and the normal people back in the home country. And therefore, scientists, I don't know, remember her name, invented the first solar panels. But as the war ended, the oil industry did its lobby work, and solar panels weren't seen for 40 years after that. Now the thought comes on back again because people realize that oil is fossil and fossils are not sustainable because they have an end. And also, more than 40 years ago, the Club of Rome warned about the dramatic developments in this world. So if you don't know the Club of Rome, go make a Google search on YouTube. Very nice documentaries. And simply these are students and professors from the MIT who gathered and made some statistics and some evaluations about how the world could evolve within the next decades. And I guess there were about, I don't know how many, but there were many scenarios which were processed by the first computer that was available only to a few scientists back then in 1970. Today, or let's say a few years ago, in the years of 2000 and beyond, the Club of Rome warned that we may have already surpassed the point of no return. We damage the planet much faster than it can recover. There is the so-called Earth Overshoot Day. On this very day, all the resources the Earth can produce within 1 year are used up. In 1971, the Earth Overshoot Day was on the 21st of December, so 10 days before the year ends, all the resources were used up. That is okay, 10 days is okay. In the year 2019, the Earth Overshoot Day was on the 29th of July. So after a bit of more than half a year, we used up all the resources the Earth can produce within 1 year. The world population was counted as 2 billions in the year of 1925. In 1999, we already reached 6 billion people. So within about 75 years, the world population tripled. And if it keeps on rising like this, we will have about, what was I saying, 12 billion people by the year of 2030. And some other statistics. In the year of 1970, we as developed countries, we could have lived from only one Earth. As I said, the Earth Overshoot Day was only on the 21st of December. In 2030, statistics say that we would need 2 Earths, 2 normal Earths. So just with sustainable resource production, normally given by the Earth's ecosystems. 2030, that would be already 2 Earths with normal ecosystems, and in 2050, already 3 Earths. So as you see, by continuing the way of life and keeping the system working as it is, we rob the very basic for our own life and the life of following generations. Deserts are spreading. Habitable space is shrinking. The world population is increasing. And if you think about it, we already started stacking people. And everybody says there's no problem for space. There is a very big problem. And the next big problem is the pursuit of profit. As I said, the world leaders are not interested in providing a free life for everybody. They're interested in producing the biggest profit. And this is to be seen in education. Education costs money. And therefore, education is only an investment like any other. Healthcare, food, and housing. Only investments for the leaders of our life. And food yet is one of the biggest investments. Nothing seems to work without money. But all we need to do is to come together and show that we are not depending on money. If everybody is doing his or her own service to the society, we will easily be able to live without money. Just build trust to the ones next to you. Everybody wants to survive. We are united in survival. And other than, let's say, the wealthy 10% of this world, we are like soldiers in this system. We are spread all over the world. And all we need to do is come together and fight the enemy of money with trust. With trust and believe that the people among us, around us, are just wanting to survive themselves, and that we can be part of survival for everybody. To close this topic already, because time is running out, and I guess there are some things people want to do other than watch such a long video, I want to cite one sentence I got to know a few years ago. It is just the citation is just taken by sense, not by word. So it is: when the last tree is cut, the last fish is caught, the last animal is slaughtered, when you will realize that you cannot eat money. This for now. Thank you for watching. As with the previous video, I will be happy about any feedback. Social channels, again, posted below. Or just simply post a comment. What do you think about this video? Watch the previous video. And yeah, just enter the Facebook group New Era Intel. I also will post it down below. This for now. Thank you for watching.